1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, go.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome, the perfect podcast for people with nothing better to do. Now, here are your hosts, Mike and Darren.
Stop with the theme song.
I'm Mike.
Hey, everybody, I'm Darren.
I'm Mike.
And this is Irritable Dad Syndrome. We're on unbelievable episode number 43.
Unbelievable that we've lasted this long.
Each week surprises me that we've made it another episode.
Insane.
I know. Especially, in our episodes in the 40s have really started taking off like crazy.
I don't know what happened.
It's like
usually,
our downloads per week have more than doubled.
So we were excited when we made it to episode 8.
I know.
Okay, and then episode 20 to 30 is usually when somebody punches somebody.
Right.
And you did throw a pen at me.
I threw a pin at you, yes. You were acting like an...
Well, I was being an... I wasn't acting like an... I was doing a very good job of emulating an...
That is right.
So... but now we've kind of settled into a groove.
We have.
We're sharing editing responsibilities. You're doing some amazing work in the editing.
We added
room.
structure to the show.
We added structure to the show.
We weren't necessarily winging it at the start.
Yeah, I've saved up and bought some merch, so I'm actually advertising the show.
Put some money into it.
We've had guests. We have guests.
We have guests tonight.
Do we have guests, or did they have us?
Well, we'll find out.
Okay.
So wait, we're not good enough for episode 45? Is that what I'm hearing?
Do you want to come back episode 45? You have nobody booked that day.
We're going to call it... Should we call it Colt 45?
Yeah, we'll call it
an IDS story.
That's right. Yeah, what's 45 got to do with it?
Just seems like a more round number.
Okay,
yeah, 45
it's
is
actually an odd
milestone.
number, but
Well, okay,
50. What
round,
50?
not even. Round is not even.
So for the people listening, we have the ladies from Textual Tension. It's a podcast about romance novels, and they joined us 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, and Mike and I almost killed each other, so we brought them back.
Yeah.
We thought, what would it be like if they were guests on our show, and Mike and I weren't killing each other? So this is like a second.
Well,
this is
let's give some context. You were reading a story about
do-over.
a squirrel.
It was a squirrel that fell in love with a chipmunk.
Okay.
They're a romance,
ride.
Mike.
Yeah.
They're a romance novel. That's the closest thing that I have. We're also a comedy show.
Yeah.
Okay, so, we try to be a comedy show.
Oh.
So it was a comedy about a romance.
Uh-huh.
That's why I did it. You wouldn't let me read it.
I let you
We
read
got
it.
through it.
I let you read it, but I was doing what the millennials call DVD commentary.
Uh-huh.
I was doing that.
Right. Anyway,
Really?
ladies,
Is that what we
last
call
week...
it?
The
That's what you
millennials
call it.
Wait,
That's
what
what you call it.
millennials? Shouldn't you ask us that?
No.
We don't call it
Okay.
that.
Anyway,
Did we
this is
introduce
a
them
do-over.
yet? Or are they just some weird voices like, if
You're
you're
not
driving...
even paying attention.
Oh, we did.
I
You
did introduce them. You're not even paying attention.
I don't listen to this
This
thing.
is going to be the worst do-over ever. We're going to have another
No,
do-over.
we do
So
not
episode
do do-overs.
45, Margie and
Dad
Rachel,
and Dad are fighting.
join us again, and we
They're
will do it over
fighting.
again.
That's
We're gonna get a
awesome.
divorce.
Anyway, Margie,
Get a
Rachel,
divorce.
we're very happy that you're here. How are you doing?
We're doing really good.
Good.
Thank you for
Good.
having us.
Yes,
yeah,
glad to be back.
we're thrilled to do it. We did have fun the last time, and we're hoping that we have fun this time.
Oh yeah, it was a blast.
we did. Loved it.
Now I hope you're ready for this. I did bring several mafia-themed books to discuss. Is that
boy.
okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. No, we're good. I mean, if no one's into it, I guess I'll leave
Are
them
we
off
gonna-
screen.
are we gonna-
It's-
I think we'll save that for the next time we're on your show.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
save
That's just about drained me.
let's save the father for the next time we're on your show. Father. Yeah.
Starling Marlon Brand. Oh.
Yeah, and good
yeah.
you don't want to
Good.
yeah.
Yeah. With Al Pacino.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, here we go. All right. Hey, Margie, Rachel, I didn't know if you guys knew this, but by the way, you're both women. Are you offended when people
I
say,
am.
"Hey guys"? What are you offended
No.
when people say "Hey guys" when they're
No,
referring
not at
to
all.
women?
I am.
No.
Okay, you're offended
Okay.
by everything.
Yeah.
Okay, and we'll get into that later. Okay, because it's like I feel weird calling you "Hey ladies." It's like I'm
No,
not
it's
I'm not
weird.
one of the Beastie
No, that's
Boys.
way more weird than saying, "Hey guys."
Okay,
Yeah,
and if I
so-
say "Hey
Yeah,
girls," it's like you're each
no.
12 years old, which you're not. So
honestly, weirdly enough, saying "Hey, ladies" feels more offensive than just saying "Hey, guys."
okay.
Because it feels like you're putting forth some sort of special effort because I'm a woman, and really, I just want to be a human.
Okay.
So
Does that
let me
make
ask
sense?
you. Let me ask you this.
Guys and like saying guys and also saying dudes are kind of the same thing. Like
Okay.
I feel
Gender
to me,
neutral.
it's like yeah.
Sup, dude.
If somebody
fine.
calls me dude, my view of them goes down just a tad.
Right.
Big Lebowski brought that back up. It still
Yeah.
goes
Come
down
on,
a
dude.
tad.
Big
What about
Lebowski
bro
was-
or
Be chill about it.
Bro, them's fighting words.
what about boy?
Oh my God, my kids call
Boy.
each other bruh.
Boy.
Bruh.
Boy.
Hey,
I do.
bruh.
I call people bruh.
Bruh.
I call random
Bruh.
people bruh.
But when my
Hey, bruh.
13-year-old calls me bruh,
yeah.
like, it doesn't matter. You're still cleaning your room. Go.
Your loon. You're
He's
still
gotta-
cleaning
he's gotta
your
clean his
Canadian
loom,
bird.
too. Yeah. We have a loom. Yes.
Yeah, we've migrated up to
Loon.
breh.
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 That came from Charlie.
Anyway, at the end of October, Mike and I are going to be in Cleveland. We're going to see Gojira. I know you guys are all fans of the rock band
Oh, wow.
Gojira. We're going to see the concert in Cleveland.
Awesome.
And then the day after,
fun.
we are going to be at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now, we have been promoting this. So our fans in the greater Cleveland area are going to come down to Cleveland to meet and greet us.
Oh,
you
that sounds
two,
like so much fun.
yeah, you two have had your
amazing.
podcast way longer. So explain to us, what is it like being mobbed by a mass amount of fans?
We don't have a mass amount of fans. We're not that cool. Way to go.
We have
done it.
Decent number of downloads, but like, so we did a live show once, and it
Uh-huh.
was a ton of fun. But it wasn't
We
a
did
brewery,
yeah,
and
it was
there
great.
was just being as loud as they could be. But it was an absolute blast.
So Mike was there?
I wish it would have been really fun.
There you
I
go.
would have enjoyed a heckler.
Yeah.
No, we have never actually done a meetup.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, I want to.
Well, and
I really
also,
want to.
I think after, well, not even directly after, but like we didn't do another live show for a long time, and then COVID happened.
And
I
then
don't know if you
COVID.
heard about this whole pandemic thing.
Yeah.
It was really a freaking drag. Yeah.
What was
Yeah,
it like
that's-
doing the
that's our
live
story.
show? I mean, how many did you have it at at like a bar or a
Yeah, we had
library
it
or
in
what?
a bar. It was
So-
really
You went to
It
the
was-
library. And then like,
Well, so actually, fun story. So we did the first one in a brewery. It was it was like a comedy night, like a local comedy
Yeah.
night, and then they
Dear
had
God.
us on as like the final kind of show.
Uh-huh.
And it was a blast. There was maybe like
Yeah.
30 people there.
okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, for like a local brewery, it was kind of a nice turnout.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. The thing I was worried about was keeping it in a timely manner because sometimes we go off, but we did. I mean, it was fine. It was
we
a
did.
blast.
We-
We
yeah.
had that audio's never surfaced, even though it was very good.
Yeah.
It was a really good episode.
I enjoyed
It
it.
really was. Yeah.
But
oh, Christina was there.
Okay.
You couldn't make it,
Wait,
Darren.
the audio has never
wasn't
surfaced.
invited.
Make it,
So you guys
Darren.
didn't.
I wasn't invited.
You were
Margie.
invited.
No,
you
I
were
wasn't.
totally invited.
We're not doing this now,
Oh,
Margie.
you are. Okay.
Okay.
So you didn't record it. You said audio is somewhere out there.
we did.
Okay.
Rather, the guy that was handling audio recorded it and
Mhm.
never gave us the audio.
Oh.
Yeah,
That
that was.
dick.
We
really-
asked him.
Hmm.
He just never gave it to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we were partnering with the Cincinnati Library to do an after hours show sponsored by the library at another local restaurant. And then COVID hit and it never happened.
Never
Yeah.
happened.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
that's unfortunate, but we're hoping that when we do our meet and greet in Cleveland,
Yeah.
that the masses come and we can just sign autographs all day.
Actually,
be
You know,
so much
things
That
like
would be
fun.
so awesome.
Actually, what I'm hoping is Gojira hears about us
Yeah.
before we go there.
Yeah, I mean, we've been promoting this every week, and there's a chance that someone's
There's
gonna
a chance that one of them is
these
a just absolute
idiots
loser
from a podcast
and
yeah.
listens to this thing.
So here's something. If you're going to Cleveland, you're going to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
right next to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So my husband and I went to Cleveland, not in 2019, I guess, for our anniversary, to see a show there. And on our off time, we went to the Science Museum that is right next to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And if you want to go early in the morning, preferably after a boozy brunch, so get drunk, it is the most fun you will ever
They
have.
have like a
It's
traveling Einstein exhibit. You can learn about friction and
It's like one of those like
Aw.
super interactive ones where the entire
Well, it
building
sounds
is
really
like
fun.
Yeah.
doing stupid shit. And if you
Sounds
just want to
like-
be a
sounds
huge
like it'd be fun for the kids.
oh,
'cause
it's fun
no-
when you're drunk.
Because Mike's an engineer and he's going to walk through there going, "Oh, I know everything about this." And
No, I
No,
don't do
it's-
that.
Yeah.
I'll jump into whatever I can jump into.
oh yeah,
It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so everything is interactive. And even if like like if you're a science person, it's still fun to just be an idiot.
Interact
Yeah.
with it.
Also, they have one of the Apollo reentry capsules. which is
Every
pretty
place
cool.
has, everywhere you go, there's an
Yeah,
Apollo reentry
They've
capsule.
got one of those.
There's one at McDonald's down the road
Yeah.
here.
Well, if it
There's
helps,
one at the
this one's
crowbar.
Apollo 11. If it helps.
Oh, okay.
No, there's one at the.
Is it the Challenger?
at
Oh,
the
wait.
museum in Indianapolis?
Yeah.
At the Coastline Museum in Indianapolis,
There's
they
one
have
of
one.
the UDF at the end of the
Yeah,
street.
that's right.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. If you,
It's right next to the romance novel stacks.
Exactly, you can take a ride in it for free if you get $12 worth of gas. Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, that sounds like fun. I'll have to go over there. That's my next
And
destination.
a scoop of ice cream. Which
Yeah.
Or a
I
malt
don't
shake.
know.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by Planking with Jim. Join Jim Monday through Friday on the Facebook as he brings you the most entertaining live planking available anywhere on the internet. Watch Jim plank, hear his amusing stories, and every day one of his cats walks right in front of the damn camera. Now that's funny. So what are you waiting for? Get planking today on Planking with Jim. Jim Timmerman is not a licensed fitness instructor. Please plank at your own risk and always consult your doctor before beginning any exercise routine.
Well, I was trying
Or a
to go through the list here and make some things that were romanced themed, since we have the two of you on the show tonight. And one of the things that I've been wanting to talk about that I saved specifically for this episode
Yay!
on Hulu, they have commercials for eHarmony. And the men and women that are on the eHarmony commercials absolutely do not need to be on eHarmony. I mean, these people are just drop dead gorgeous.
I populate
wow.
my head with other stories, alternate stories like that guy is riddled with gonorrhea
Uh-huh.
and she murdered her children in some strange accident.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's Casey Anthony on the commercial.
Oh, I'm looking up one of these commercials right now.
That's a title, riddled with gonorrhea. But no, it's just like
That's
these-
an
yeah.
SNL skit.
it's
Honestly,
just like these
that's
really
what that
hot
sounds
chicks,
like.
and they're like walking up, and it's just like, I'm tired of pressing right and swiping left, and I want to meet the right
Yeah.
guy. And they're,
These are
I'm like,
all
God, their
attractive
hair is just
people.
absolutely perfect.
They need to have like a nasty person just laying there and a cat's going, hey.
No, they need to put like me on
With a
there. It's like,
pizza, like,
I can't find a girlfriend to save my life. You know? And, just some.
I told them she don't agree with me. Get back out on the porch with the dogs.
My problem with finding the right woman is I can't find one who'll listen to me.
Swipe right.
Yeah.
If you can't cook spam, swipe left.
Exactly.
Now, I
E-
put on there that I
eHarmony.
didn't have any kids, but I have 4, and they're going to have to deal with it.
I thought they meant from the same dad, so I put no. So, yeah. But
I got my kids and my dogs mixed up. She got mad and left.
I sure do miss them
I
dogs.
sure do.
But anyway, I don't know if you've seen them or not, but it's like the women are gorgeous, the guys are gorgeous. And
Yeah. Oh, Darren, I honestly get them all the time
Yeah.
because I'm still single and
Oh.
on dating apps. So
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I
Mike
did
and I are
just
still
look them
looking,
up.
by the way. We are looking. We're going to find the perfect person for you, Margie.
In the
And
crowbar.
I'm going to walk you down the aisle.
I
at
thought
the
you meant
crowbar.
for yourselves, and I was like, does Libby know that?
No. No, Libby doesn't know that I'm still looking. I mean, no, I'm not
Window
looking.
shopping. Window shopping's great. You just can't make a purchase or
Exactly.
try anything on.
Exactly. Can't try anything. So, but anyway, check those out. Let me know what you think because it's really ridiculous. They need
Oh,
to
I
put-
just looked them up, and
Yeah.
they are beautiful humans.
Absolutely, yeah. They
Which means something else has to be wrong with them.
exactly.
Yeah.
They may be riddled with gonorrhea.
Did you see
the
the
only option.
Match.com ones that came out that it was like during
2020
COVID?
and the devil.
And it was the devil,
Yes.
and the devil was dating 2020.
Yeah, we talked
awesome.
about that. We talked about that like 8 or 9 weeks ago or something. I'm like, they had a commercial with the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
We're gonna
the
be
devil
the-
was dating 2020. And then actually the devil from that commercial went on to get a job at what was it, like Big Cellular Service or something
I saw
like that.
that. It's like
Yes.
an AT&T or
So they
something like
used
that.
the
So
same character, and they were like, it was an ad for Mint Mobile, and he was like, yeah, like I just really enjoy like charging extra prices and not giving good service. So I thought, I found love in 2020. Maybe I'll find a great career in 2021.
it's pretty brilliant.
They used
Grade
the same
A.
devil
They did.
Yeah,
That's-
I can't believe that they got away with
It's
that.
It's the guy from Legend. I mean, it's
He
not
looks
the guy
exactly
from
like-
Legend,
It is the guy
but that's
from
what
Legend.
they
Like
make
Tim
him look
Curry
like it.
from
Yeah.
Legend.
Curry.
Yeah.
Is it actually? It's not Tim Curry though.
No, he looks like Tim Curry.
Yeah,
No, he
Tim
look-
Curry's
yeah.
dead, isn't he?
No.
No, he's not
No.
dead
Not
yet.
dead.
No, he's not.
He's not
No.
dead.
Really?
He's.
No.
I mean, he's not
But-
doing well.
No.
But he's
Okay.
but he's not dead. He actually, you know what? Last year I saw that he was going to be at a virtual Rocky Horror Picture Show meet and greet thing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Have you
Tim
girls
Curry
seen the
is
Rocky Horror
best.
Picture Show?
Have we seen
Oh.
Rocky Horror?
He's
Margie was
75.
in it for how many years?
I was in it for a year, and then
I'm
at
not talking the
UD, I was in
theatrical
it for 3
production
years.
because I mean, and that's awesome that you were in
double
the theatrical
feature.
production.
It's the double
yeah,
feature.
the Rocky Horror double
The
feature.
movie showing
Right.
in the background, the feature, and then the live action
And
in
then-
front.
right.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's the way to see it.
I think I saw that movie 35, maybe 40 times before I realized they call it the science fiction double feature picture
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
But we only saw one movie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's the live action thing that goes with it. That's why they call it that.
That's why
No,
they
I don't-
okay.
I think. Really? That's why I
No,
thought.
I think.
Well, no,
is
they
it- I
when
don't
they
think
made
the
it,
movie
they
is just
originally
called
made it
Rocky
as
Horror. I
an
think
honest to
it's-
God movie. They
'cause
didn't
it's
plan
in
it.
the,
Yeah.
right, because
Yeah.
in the song it says science fiction.
Mhm.
Yeah, double feature. Yeah.
Ooh, double feature.
So good. We are big Rocky.
Okay.
UD
Yes.
actually has a huge Rocky Horror like scene.
Yeah.
kinda awesome.
It is very fun.
I've seen it 50 times. The last time I saw it was in college, and the movie theater in Johnson City where they had it got tired of cleaning up the mess every week.
Fair.
And they finally took it away for good after they threatened and whatever, and they took it away. But man, we had so much fun at the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I will say,
Yes.
I'm glad you mentioned it because Legends
Mhm.
is a
Legend.
personal passion of mine. Sorry, Legends.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
only seen it once,
Legend.
but I love it so much mostly because Tom Cruise, barely legal,
Yes.
wearing
Yeah.
no pants,
Mhm.
and it's awesome. There's glitter everywhere.
That whole movie
Mike's
is
getting
just...
aroused.
I am. I am.
It's the
over here
unicorn, isn't it?
aroused.
That's what
Yeah.
does it.
Hey, let's talk about sex.
Baby.
2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
was it 2 weeks ago? We talked about cicadas banging on the internet.
Yeah, because
So, like within a week period, on Facebook, 2 Facebook friends of mine had posted pictures of cicadas having sex. I thought it was unfair to the cicadas because they're just trying to get their freak on,
There's
and
no
now they're
consent there.
exhibitionists, and now they're all over the internet having sex. And Mike thought, maybe the male was, stepping out on his woman. And now he's going to get busted when he goes home. She's like, I saw you on Facebook
It's
having
in
sex
print.
with
Yeah.
that whore,
Yeah.
And but anyway, so we did
Cicada
that.
slut.
Cicada
Cicada slut. I was in a.
I was in a band called
Cicada
Cicada
Slut.
Slut
Weird. That was my nickname in high school.
because you only came every
So-
17 years.
So I want to interrupt your story briefly.
Okay.
Okay. So to promote that episode,
Uh-huh.
I put a picture of 2 cicadas banging,
Yeah.
and I put a discreet heart
Yeah.
over their
Privates.
anus,
Yeah.
private area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you told me they go to.
They do.
That's how you explained it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I tagged. I don't tag a lot of people on my cicada sex pictures.
No, I don't either.
Okay.
Why?
But it was done to promote the podcast.
Yeah.
So I tag you
Uh-huh.
naturally,
Yes.
and I tag my wife.
As you're wanting.
And I found out that when you post that to your story on
Uh-huh.
the Irritable Dad Syndrome story,
Yeah.
it shows the 2 cicadas having their sex,
Uh-huh.
and it puts the ats that you tagged people with. So there's a picture of 2 cicadas going at it like brazen donkeys.
Right.
And it says at Bess and at Darren right over the heart. And I don't know how to delete it. I don't know how to get it off of there.
You can't. You
So-
can't. It's
Once-
there forever. The
I didn't know
internet
when you,
is forever.
when you,
It
so when you
should
hover
be.
your
It
cursor
honestly
over
I don't
should be.
even hover. I was on my phone and
Uh-huh.
it's right there in the middle of the heart. It says at Bess at Darren, and
Great.
2 cicadas right
Great.
behind the heart, banging like horseflies, or actually banging like cicadas,
Banging like cicadas.
exactly like cicadas.
Oh my
So
god.
the funny thing was, is I came home and we record the show in advance, and my wife had not heard the episode, And I got home and she's like, well, guess what the kids saw today? And I said, what? She goes, we're on a trampoline and there were 2 cicadas. And she's like, and they were having sex.
Dude, banging on the trampoline? Come on.
They were getting their own bouts going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, the boys
What?
tried to separate them. I'm like, why are you trying to
What the
separate
hell?
It's the natural
What is this,
process.
the Inquisition coming after the
And-
cicadas? What
Well,
that
they
is?
couldn't.
The one cicada's hurting the other
Oh.
cicada. We gotta separate.
I don't know what's
That's
going on, but it
Daddy's
looks like,
winning.
looks like the
The
dad's winning.
wrestle-
Anyway, so they're trying to separate them, and then my oldest son realized that
no.
if you throw them up in the air, they both fly. And he said, "Dad is like a drone." So
Oh no.
anyway, it's like I never dreamed we would have more cicada sex to talk about,
Wow.
but we do. And then,
Well, I mean, there's a
Libby-
lot of cicadas having sex in Ohio.
yeah.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
they're going at it like
They're-
crazy.
Yeah.
And then Libby goes on the internet and finds out now she's grossed out because they pee. What? Cicadas pee.
They pee.
They pee. They
What do you
urinate.
mean they pee?
They pee. What do you not understand about they
The
pee?
cicadas just standing by a brick wall, like unzips and like,
they're
whips
just
it out.
pissing on the wall. Yeah, like they're at
The fuck?
Applebee's. Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically, every
What's
being,
Applebee's got to do with this?
every being pees, right? Dogs pee.
Okay, yeah, well, I know
cats
that,
Pee,
yeah.
you
Yeah,
pee.
dogs
yes.
and cicadas so equal.
But
Yeah.
cicadas.
Yeah.
Who's watching cicadas pee?
I don't know, but somebody recorded it, and Libby, because I'm working, Libby's in her part of the
Audio
house.
God,
working.
it's like
recording or
one
video?
thing about like
No,
the
I'm
sex,
editing-
another thing of like the pee. Like, can't you just let a guy let an animal
Yeah.
Take
What the
a
hell's a
piss when he
cicada?
needs to.
I'm just taking a piss here, and you don't
Cicada
have
in
to
an
record
alley
me
in a
putting it on the
trench
internet.
coat with a stream going out from the front of it.
He's not wearing a trench coat. He's not selling weed on the
little-
side, Mike.
A little. what are
Oh,
those
you
hats
guys
called?
have
Don't,
different-
Darren.
Yeah,
Darren, don't
yeah.
ruin this for me. Don't ruin this visual for me.
Hey, man.
The dirty, the flashing
One-
cicada.
Want to buy a sundial?
Exactly. What about TV? How about TV Guide? Yeah. Oh, that was from back in the 80s. But no, she had heard about the cicadas having sex, and I guess she was wanting to do some of her research. I don't know why she was researching this. I should probably talk to her offline about this. But there's video.
What?
The cicadas are up in the
Libby,
tree,
I'm
and then they.
concerned about your interest in cicadas.
Yeah.
We need to talk about it.
Yeah, well, that's what we're doing. They drink the sap or whatever out of the trees, and then they pee. So just don't stand under trees too long with cicadas in it,
So
because
that's
you'll
what
get
these
cicada
cicadas
pee.
are doing out in my yard here in this big tree in front of the yard. Is they're drinking the sap from the tree,
Yeah,
and all over the place,
And
banging in
and
the
banging
yard.
like crazy.
and
I mean,
dive
honestly-
bombing me.
But let's be real. That's like everyone's ideal life, right?
Yeah,
Eat, take a
yeah,
have sex,
Go to bed.
repeat.
exactly.
Yeah.
Go to bed for 17 years. That sounds great.
Exactly.
I'd add poop in there. I
Oh,
like
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's fair.
with a cell phone.
Yeah, exactly. 20-minute poop, and then you can
Yeah.
play your Candy Crush.
Yeah.
Search Facebook,
Yeah.
close the door so the kids can't come in the room. Yeah, good times. I don't
Lay
know.
eggs, abandon them. Be like, you're good.
Yeah,
Lay
Good
eggs,
luck.
abandon them.
Lay-
Yeah, yeah.
lay
Yeah.
eggs and just abandon them. Go
You're
buy
on your own.
Go get a
From
pack of
here on
smokes
out.
and never come back.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Gotta go get some scratchers.
Wow. You know, my son Cameron, there was one morning where I was going to make French toast and we were out of bread. So I said, I'll be right back. And I ran out to the store, got a loaf of bread and came back, and he gives me a hug and he says, thanks for not being one of those dads who says he's going to buy a loaf of bread and never comes back.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm like, well, you're welcome, buddy. You know?
Here, I did help. Wow.
Sure, but I gotta listen. Oh shoot, we're
Got
out of syrup.
syrup.
I gotta run to
Bye.
the store. I gotta run
Exactly.
to the store, buddy. Bye.
Yeah. See ya.
See ya.
Troy-built lawn tractors have been giving irritable dads an unwarranted sense of masculinity since 1937. When your neighbors see you mowing your grass with a Troy-built, they'll know you're compensating. But who cares? With a high-performing Kohler engine and a hydrostatic transmission, your Troy-built will beat most neighbors in a childish lawnmower drag race. And when you hurriedly mow your grass right before a rainstorm because your asshole neighbor quickly mowed his just to make you look bad, it's okay. Make your lawn look less embarrassing with Troy-Built.
Well, I don't know if you girls knew this, but June 7th was National VCR Day.
Neat.
Okay.
So exciting.
I remember the first VHS tape that I bought in my life, and I remember how much it cost.
That you bought?
And I remember where I bought it from.
Okay.
What was it though? What movie was
Top Gun
Uh-huh.
Good
Oh,
choice.
hell yeah.
from Hills.
From Hills. Hills
From
Department
Hills.
Store. Hills is where the toys
Hills
are.
was the
Yeah.
back in the day.
Back in the day, yes. I don't remember the first VHS that I bought. I know the first one that I rented after we had VCR
Yeah.
was Witness starring Harrison Ford.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it in one of those like plastic cases, like the fold, like
No,
the early
it
days
came
of
in the
VHS?
cardboard box. The actual you slide it out and then you put it in. You
Yeah.
Oh
play.
my
You
god!
adjust
Yeah,
the
I
tracking.
like almost forgot about like the box
Yeah.
part. Yeah.
It was badass.
Anyway,
Back.
I'm gonna tie this in with our guests tonight, are Margie and Rachel from
With
Textual Tension.
cicadas?
Yeah. No.
Well,
No.
Do you
Oh,
remember?
oh.
Do you remember
Or
when like
cicadas.
No.
like the epic movies came out that required two
Our duck is
VHS
gonna get a
tapes, so
workout
you
on
had
this
like
episode.
the big, super
You're
thick
welcome.
package,
Thanks.
as they say.
What?
What?
I too like super thick packages. How strange. I'm glad we have something in common.
Like Braveheart and Titanic, and what's
Yeah,
the
all
other?
those.
Dances with Wolves.
Dances with Wolves.
Yeah.
Exactly. Everything with him in it.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
He wasn't in either of those other
He was
two
only
movies.
in one of those movies.
I've reached the limit of my mental abilities.
And Mike checks out.
Boom.
Okay, so I'm tying this in with our friends from Textual Tension
Okay.
because they study romance novels and they talk
We
about
do.
romance
Study.
novels. They study
Professionally. We
Yeah,
have
we-
many
I think
papers
What they-
published.
I totally think what they do is studying it. I mean,
Aw.
you read them and you discuss them, and you probably learn something, right?
They read naughty books
Yeah.
and make
Just say
pee-pee
yes.
jokes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I do. I have learned many things from romance
Okay,
novels.
so I'm certain that a lot of these romance novels have stuff in common with soap operas. Am I correct? Do you watch it? Have you ever watched any soap operas?
only
Yeah, I can see
because of
that.
the time spent at the TV station.
Okay, so
Yes.
I'm going to tell a story, and Mike, you are not going to interrupt me on this. The reason why I'm tying
Sorry.
this in is because my mom used to always record The Young and the Restless.
Her
And she would
stories.
go in a full panic if she didn't record her stories for the day, and she would watch The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful. Now, I was in college,
Okay.
and there was a storyline. Okay, so on The Young and the Restless, there was Victor Newman, who was the owner and operator of Newman Enterprises. Okay, and then his arch enemy was Jack Abbott, who was the son of John Abbott, who owned Jabot Cosmetics. Okay,
Why isn't it Jack Aspett?
because that's not his name.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait,
okay,
was it
continue.
Newman from Jurassic Park?
Victor Newman was
Like
not in
same
Jurassic
guy?
Park. Victor Newman
Oh.
was in Titanic, though.
Oh.
Okay, any more questions before I move on?
No, continue.
Okay, thank
There
you.
is a storyline?
There is a storyline.
We're
I
getting
have, for the record, I haven't interrupted you.
You have not.
there. No, he
once.
hasn't.
You have not.
Not one time.
So
Continue.
So there was also Jack Abbott's younger sister, Tracy Abbott, was in love with a guy named Brad Carlton. Okay. Now, Brad Carlton, Jack didn't like him. Victor didn't like him. And Brad was set to marry Tracy Abbott. Okay. Well, Lisa Mansfield comes in. She's Brad's ex from a long time ago. And she's crazy. Just like some crazy chick that you see in some of these romance novels. She abducts Brad Carlton and she puts him in a cage, okay, in this villa up in this mountain lodge. And he's there for weeks, okay, weeks and weeks. And he's shirtless. Every day he's trying to break the combination. He's trying to fall through the bars. He cannot escape. And this went on forever and ever.
Can I interrupt just briefly?
I hate it when that
Do
happens.
you realize how hard this is for me right now?
I know.
What I'm going through.
I
mentally.
sat through Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy last week.
Okay, I just want to. I wanted you
Okay.
to acknowledge
Okay.
what
Okay.
I'm going
Sure.
through.
Okay.
You remember Rambo, where he's hanging in the pit of pig?
I just want people to
And-
love us as much as we
No,
love
no,
you.
no, no. When he's in Rambo First Blood Part 2,
Yeah.
when they're torturing him and they're hanging him in the pit of pig,
Yeah.
and that look on his face,
Yeah.
that's literally what I'm going through
Okay.
right now. But I'll
Good.
do it for you.
So what you're
On-
telling me is you're not going to interrupt me.
I'm not going to interrupt you.
Okay.
This is.
That's
I
what
just
you're
wanted to
telling me.
interrupt you to let you know that I'm not going to interrupt you. So
Can I
Keep
just say
going.
two things?
Yeah. Yeah.
One, Hitchhiker's Guide is fantastic. Two,
Yeah.
this storyline is something I can absolutely imagine reading.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
cannot in any way fathom this in the visual medium.
Oh yeah. No, that was what was so great about it. So Brad Carlton is in this cage for weeks. Okay. And it just, the
Are
tension
they
kept
feeding
building
him?
and building.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, she's feeding him.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she's feeding him. He's getting plenty of water, but she won't let him go. He misses the wedding. Okay, so Tracy Abbott's not going to marry him. Jack Abbott can't stand him because how dare Brad Carlton stand up his little sister like this, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Jack Abbott and Lauren Finmore are going on a ski trip.
Why did no one question the fact that he was just gone and didn't even talk to his fiance for weeks?
That was the thing.
Thank
Well, I mean,
you.
the viewer knew that he was trapped in a cage. Everyone else on the show thought that he had left.
Yeah, but like if I didn't hear from the person I was going to marry for days before our wedding, I wouldn't keep
would ask
planning our
questions.
wedding
Well,
and
she
act like it was going to
assumed- she
happen.
You know, Tracy assumed that something had happened to him. There had been an accident.
Okay,
Everybody else
well, at
thought
least
he was
someone
skipped
did.
out. So somebody believed in him. Anyway, Lauren Finmore and Jack Abbott are on a ski trip, and they stop at this place to get some supplies, and Lauren recognizes Lisa. And then she thinks, oh my God, I bet you, hey, ding dong, I think something's going on. And she follows them to the cabin, and Mike takes off his headset and he's leaving. They follow her to the cabin, and then they
Wait,
realize.
I thought it was a villa. I thought it was a villa.
Down.
Sure, I do.
This is all in your head.
It's all in my head. Yeah.
Yeah, he's watched it so many times.
So anyway, they follow Lisa to the cabin. They bust in
thought it was
and
a
see what's
villa.
going on. It's a villa, like a cabin villa, something.
Sure. Hybrid.
It's all
Sure,
get
fine.
lost in the details, really. Anyway, they get Brad Carlton out. And they help him escape,
Good.
and then he makes it back home safely. So we're watching this. At each issue, I had this off period where we would go to the community room there at the Culp Center, and I'm watching it, and this guy walks in, and Brad Carlton has escaped. He goes, "Oh, son of a," because he missed it. He didn't record it, and that's how we tied into VHS tape.
Wow.
There you go.
I feel like I just went on a journey, and
I did. I'm
is this
wow.
what it felt like with the Mafia novel? I think
Yes.
it might have been. Okay.
I'm so glad I didn't interrupt you on that.
Oh, wow.
But it was quite something else, and I was, I'm thinking about that, and then I'm like, I bet you that's just exactly like some of the crap that those girls read.
It sounds exactly like what they
exactly.
talk
Yeah.
about.
Exactly.
We usually, though, I will say this: it's the girl being
Yeah.
kidnapped by the guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and then they end up in love, and it's fine.
Right.
Yeah, it's not
of
Stockholm.
course, yes.
Yeah.
Was there
yeah.
a moment where he was in a cage with shirtless with khakis on? In my head, he
Jorts.
was shirtless with khakis on.
Only
You've always
jorts.
imagined people shirtless with khakis. I don't know. What,
I am typically shirtless with khakis on myself, so
Right.
I assume everybody does that.
So anyway, happy National VCR Day.
The National VCR Day.
I think my ideal man trapped in a cage without a shirt
Mhm.
is wearing jorts.
Jorts.
Did
I do
did
love
Margie
how
just raise her?
She
you
did.
raise
She
your
raised her
hand?
She raised her
Yes,
hand.
she's
I
being
did.
Okay,
respectful.
I am.
Margie in the square, the rectangle.
Yes.
Mhm. I love how it's VCR day and not like VHS day, though.
Well,
Like,
you
it's
have
just
to have a
interesting
VCR
how
to
it's
play the
specifically-
VHS.
Yeah, I know, but it's specifically the machine and not the VHS. I feel
That's
like
true.
VHSs are way
That's
more
true.
like
Well, you don't-
nostalgic.
Oh, now Rachel has
You
her
don't
hand
want
up.
to exclude
Yes.
the Betamax people. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, Rachel.
Yes, Rachel. You have a
Hi,
question.
Rachel Reed from Rachel News.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Is there something else that VHS machines can play besides
Yeah.
VCRs can play besides
you mean
VHS?
VHS
No.
machines,
Shut
also
up.
known as
The,
VCR.
the
Shut up.
gentlewoman from Dayton will shut the f- up. Sorry.
Which one?
Oh my God, are you both in Dayton right now?
No,
we're-
I'm in
She's in
I'm in-
Cincinnati, but she
I'm
was
in
in Dayton for a
Kentucky.
while.
I'm
Yeah.
in Kentucky.
Oh yeah.
You're in Kentucky.
I'm in Kentucky.
Wow, this is multi-state.
Yeah.
This is going to be really hard to edit. There's
We
so
got
many
a
quacks.
we got a question from a viewer, from a listener. Listener questions
What
from
Oh,
from Jim
please.
Timmerman.
What the f?
Jim Timmerman. He's a big fan of the show, Planking with Jim. He sponsors our show every Friday on
okay.
Planking with Jim.
Yeah.
He has two questions
Okay.
for the girls. He wants to know, or for the
These
for the
questions
guys.
for us?
Yeah, he has two
Okay, I was
questions.
like, what?
He wants to know what you think works and what doesn't work with romance novel covers.
Ooh, okay.
Good question.
So, with a lot of the more modern romance novel covers, they've actually gone towards like independent artists. Like, it's much more abstract. It's like actual pieces of art and not just pictures of oiled up men without shirts on staring seductively at a screen.
Boring.
That's why I
Yeah.
quit reading them.
Yeah.
And I think for some of the content, like if it's the more wholesome ones, they work. I think that when you start to get into the bad area, it's when things are photoshopped. So like,
Yes,
sure,
that's what I was just about to say.
yeah, put a naked
Yeah.
man on the cover, but if his torso is just too long for a human,
So
I'm
I
not
wouldn't work on
into-
on a cover.
probably not.
Okay.
No.
Probably
You have
not,
too many
no.
abs.
Well, we've also seen stuff like, I remember one of the first books that we did, it was like he had this photoshopped brace on his arm.
Everything was
And
so
it was
blue.
it was like they took this picture of a guy, and God only knows what he was wearing when he originally took the picture, and then they just stuck all of these clothes on him, like very bad Photoshop.
Mhm.
And it was like he could have been from any culture in the world, because the original picture he was probably just wearing his underwear. And those don't look
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I will say, I think that a long lost career path that I really wish was still a viable option is romance novel cover oil painting.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
would love to be an oil painter for romance novel covers because you can just take one human and turn them into whatever. Do you know how many races Fabio has been? A lot. He's been
I
Native
don't
American.
keep up with
He's
Fabio
been Italian.
like I
He's
used
been
to.
French.
I stopped
He's
after
been
the
English.
one.
He's been everything you can think of.
Yeah.
So I got
versatility.
I have two things.
Okay,
One is
okay.
I hate to admit this, I'm slightly winded from getting up to go over to look to see
God, you're
that you were reading that. But then I've been very self-conscious of the fact that I'm breathing heavy,
Uh-huh.
and I'm trying to avoid the microphone because I don't want to be caught on audio while they're describing these covers going, oh yeah. I don't want to,
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy. So I'm
Yeah.
like hanging back.
Yeah,
and
how
I'm
oily
like-
was he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I
disappointed in
will
you.
also say that I get a little creeped out by the expressions on some of the characters'
Yeah.
faces on the cover, because I don't know what they're trying.
To
Like,
portray.
they're not, especially when it's two characters and they're touching each other, but they're looking at you. And it's
Well-
like, I don't know what, this is very
The dude-
uncomfortable
Part of this.
right
in my
now.
mind, I haven't seen too many of the covers, but in my mind, the dude is always like, check these abs, yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the lady
Look
or
at
the
this
girl
hot
or
chick I'm
whoever
about to nail later.
is always
Yeah.
like, I'm not even getting paid for this. This is awful. It's, those two things are going on.
She's usually kind of looking away, like, no, I can't, we mustn't.
Right.
I
He's
dropped
Yeah,
out of
but-
community
He's
college.
like, oh,
once.
hell yeah, we are. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you said
Oh,
no?
wow.
That means convince me, right?
Right.
That's what that means. Yeah,
Yes.
that's yeah.
Exactly. And his Jim's follow-up question is about men in kilts. Are they attractive?
Yes.
And is a
Yes.
kilt appropriate business attire?
It should be.
Okay.
Yes, it
as a
should
proud
be.
owner of a kilt, my husband also owns a kilt.
Okay.
I think they absolutely should be because they're incredibly comfortable and there's so
Yeah.
many pockets.
If you're in the business of driving back the English hordes, yes, they are.
I
Appropriate
would bet
business
money
attire.
that if I put on a kilt and walked into work, no one would say anything.
Well, no.
No.
Of course not. They would think you're wearing a wool skirt.
No, it's a kilt.
No, I know that it is.
But yes,
Do you
I
have,
get
like,
where
the-
Darren's coming
What's
from.
the big, like it looks like a leather satchel or something that.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
You got the, okay.
You underestimate. I'm a nerd.
Yeah. I don't think you're a nerd.
Aw.
Oh,
I'm a
oh,
nerd.
she is.
Okay.
It's in a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah.
If it helps, we got
Yeah.
our kilts at Gen Con.
I mean, unfortunately, with the whole kilt thing, and I'm going to be the person to say this, like, it depends on how attractive you are.
That's
Too.
fair.
Like, if you're like the creepy guy at the office who's breathing really heavily, and every day you're a little
Every
afraid
time
of
you
what
think
they're
of
going to
Fabio.
do.
You can
Exactly.
put Steve Buscemi in a,
Please don't come in.
tuxedo. Let
Please
me say
don't
that
come in
again.
a kilt.
You can put
I-
Steve Buscemi in a tuxedo, and he ain't gonna look good.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And
No.
it's-
I
and
mean,
it-
unfortunately.
And really, the beauty of kilts is that it's not that the dude's just wearing a wool skirt. It's that in order to have it be a kilt, you're not wearing underwear underneath it.
Right.
That's the difference between a kilt and a skirt.
Right.
So it's really what's left to the imagination.
Hold on a second.
You didn't know that?
If I wear a skirt
Mm-hmm.
and I have nothing on underneath, it becomes a kilt.
No.
That's
No.
what you just said.
So
No.
by that rationale,
to
my skirt
originally-
becomes a kilt.
That's
It has to originally have been a kilt. So, like, if you wear, like, a kilt with
Yeah.
underwear, it's just a skirt. But if you wear a skirt without underwear, that doesn't make it a kilt.
I'm calling
Right.
bullshit on this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I think if
it's-
if
I
the
think
rule
if you're,
applies to
I think
one-
if you're badass
No,
enough to wear a
It's
skirt
like wear
with no
a
underwear,
pencil skirt to work
Well,
on
pencil.
tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
But-
What?
Huh?
My
skirt
pencil
to work
skirt
tomorrow.
days are long gone. I'm in the fat magic
I'm
marker.
fitting a magic. Damn it! I fit in a magic
Well,
marker.
honestly,
Damn it.
I'm in the sidewalk chalk.
You beat me to it.
if you're wearing a
Oh,
pencil
boy.
skirt, you can't wear underwear with it anyway. So doesn't leave anything to the
That
imagination.
was like a race to the finish there. He just butted
You
in.
beat me to it.
by
was
that
good.
by that argument where one rule has to apply to both things, then rectangles and squares are the same thing. It's there's a requirement.
Well, a rectangle can be a square, but a square can't be a rectangle.
Exactly, a kilt
Exactly,
can be a skirt,
that's
but a
the
skirt
same
can't
thing.
be a kilt.
Actually-
Math.
Science. Yeah.
Drop the mic.
No, mine's expensive. I'm sorry, you're not worth
No,
it.
I'm not dropping mine either.
Good.
An oval is just a circle falling over.
Wow, this conversation has
I've got-
become so
I could
interesting.
break
I
this
love
thing.
it.
3 is a magic number. Okay, let's get into the
I wanna
schoolhouse
talk
part.
His
about-
opinions on the effect of relativity on satellite communications. Is that interesting? We can get into that if you want.
So I need to talk about Andrew's messed up basketball team.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been wanting to hear about this.
All
for
right.
a
So
couple days now.
Andrew, I think the listeners.
Wait, I gotta
know-
get my head of the game. I gotta get my head of the
the
game.
long.
High School
Oh, we'll get you
Musical.
there.
Okay, I'm feeling
The
it.
long-term listeners of the podcast know that I have this sports ability of
Andrew is Mike's oldest son.
exactly.
Okay.
I have no sports ability. I can at all.
0.
Same.
None. I don't even know what they are. Okay.
Well, I've seen you catch a football.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can throw a
Andrew
football.
taught me how to
That's
do
a
that. That's
sport.
that's what's sad is Andrew taught
Andrew
me how to do
taught
that.
you.
Yeah, he did.
Aww.
So he plays every sport. If there's a ball being thrown or caught involved in anything, then he's doing that. It's football, basketball, it doesn't matter.
Right.
So flag football just ended for him. Now it's time for basketball. So Bess, my wife, heard about an underground basketball league.
Underground.
She didn't call it underground. I call it underground because she says, quote, there's a basketball league not many people know about. That's usually how a lot of horror stories start out. I think that's how Hostel
What?
started. Okay.
Like I'm imagining like a rave, like where they hold those warehouses where
Yeah.
they hold raves. Except
Yeah.
it's like 2:00 in the afternoon, and there's like a kids basketball
Right.
game
It's like
happening, and
Fight
it's like
Club.
Somewhere
what is-
between Fight Club and Saw. That's what I was thinking.
Exactly.
And
As
so
long as someone brings the Capri Sun and the orange slices,
Yes.
I'm
we
fine.
paid we paid a lot of money for this basketball league. Okay. I'm like,
Okay.
Wait,
that's
for
what
the
it costs
sketchy basketball
for
league?
the sketchy basketball. Well, at the time I didn't know it was a sketchy basketball league. When I saw the amount of money that left, I was like, wow.
That's a lot
They're
of
going
money.
to be taught by actual NBA players.
Michael
this is
Jordan.
going to be awesome. Michael
coming.
Jordan is flying in to teach them basketball.
And Larry Bird is the
So-
co-host.
I agreed to take him to his first practice because I had, and became funny later, some phone calls to make. And Darren was not going to be at the practice. Typically, and this is how the podcast started, is we would stand next to each other during the practice
That's
and talk
true.
about stupid
That's true.
and that's how we began this podcast. I knew he wouldn't be there, so I have some phone calls to make. I'll take my phone. I will make calls while Andrew's doing his thing. He gets done. I get done. We go home. We're all good.
Mm-hmm.
What
Great
happened?
story.
What
Oh,
happened?
there's more.
No, there's more.
Okay.
So Bess gives me the address through the text. She says, take him to this place at 7:30. It ends at 9. Already, I'm concerned. It's an hour and a half.
PM or
practice.
AM?
PM.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we go there. There's 3 large buildings. There's one sign that says basketball. I figure that's the building.
building I'm supposed to go
That's the one you go
Probably the
into.
tennis one.
I go in there. As we open the door, it's like a wave of sound hits us of screaming, yelling,
Right,
and-
that's the rave.
like cheering. It was like a rave.
Yeah.
And there's this girl
Uh-huh.
who leans forward over a table and asked us how many for the game. Now, I've taken my kid to practice. He's 13. I've taken him to practices all his life.
Yeah.
No one's ever leaned forward to me as I've opened the door and said, how many for the game?
Right.
I said, there's no game. I said, he's here for practice because I wasn't even sure we were in the right place.
Right.
Okay.
But it says basketball.
She
so
said, "Oh yeah, practice is back there." Quote, back there. And she jerks her thumb back over her shoulder.
like she's hitchhiking.
The universal symbol for back there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I walk past her. I
go to
know
back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a doorway that leads back there. It's open. And I go through it and I step 1 foot into it and I am on a basketball court where an active basketball game is happening.
Uh-huh.
And by active basketball game, I mean players as big as me, high school kids, playing hardcore basketball. I'm talking like elbows to the face.
It's like 40 to
it's like-
27.
by the way, this is like a dark area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There wasn't much light there.
Okay.
And
That's
there was
what
a lot
dark
of
means.
screaming on the sidelines from parents and coaches. It was like Fight Club, the basketball game.
Okay.
So I stop. Andrew is visibly distressed.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we look at each other. I'm like, "Bud, I don't think this is clearly a game, and they are very serious about the game that they're playing." I look down to the side.
This is
There's
not
another
the fun game.
Yeah, there's
This is
another
the-
basketball court.
There's no
and
apple
another
slices in
game is
Capri
happening.
Sun.
The same thing. So I come back to the nice lady at the door
Uh-huh.
from the other
Was
side
she
of the
nice?
table.
With the
That's
thumb.
questionable.
With the lady with the thumb.
Uh-huh.
And I said, in
Got
my
it.
nicest way, "Where the hell is the basketball?" On the way back, I called Bess and I said, "I think we're about to be kidnapped." What's the
In
name
front
of this
all
thing?
of these basketball players.
She said it's and I don't want to give the name because I
Right.
don't want to give these people a bad name. She's like, "It's the blank blank basketball league
Of America.
of America." And I said, "Okay." So I said to the lady, "I need the blank blank basketball league of America."
Uh-huh.
And she said, "It's back there." And I said, "We went back there. And ain't nothing back there but a game."
Uh-huh.
And she said, "You can ask those ladies in the office." And she pointed off to her left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. To a doorway. We walk in the doorway. Okay. Have you ever seen the movie Training Day
Yeah.
with Ethan Hawke?
And Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
You remember when they go to that one house and Denzel Washington ditches Ethan Hawke with a poker game, and it becomes clear that the people in the poker game are going to kill him?
I think so, yes.
Okay, that's what this room felt like.
Okay.
I walked in on something.
Uh-huh.
These ladies, one of them was a Karen, full blown, 100%
Ooh.
Karen.
Uh-huh.
Looked up with
Did
her
she have
Karen.
the haircut?
Yes.
Power Bob.
Yes, she
Power
looked up
Bob.
with her Karen look,
Uh-huh.
and she was wearing her Karen jersey,
Uh-huh.
and she gave me a Karen head weave, head bob thing.
Yeah.
And then the lady behind the desk, who was the lead of this room, said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Excuse me,
What are you doing here?
I'm here.
Trying to play some basketball.
I'm
You're
here." And then another
basketball.
lady in the back that I didn't even see when I walked in from the shadows. I just saw her eyes glint in the light as she looked up. And I thought, "Oh my
Predator
God."
clicking from the
Yeah,
background.
I'm thinking, I'm listening for like bullets going into a clip at
Yeah.
this point.
Uh-huh.
And she says, "What do you need?" And I said, "I'm looking for the Blankety-Blank Basketball League of America.
Yeah.
My son is in it, and I'm not even sure we're in the right building." And she's like, "Out and to the back." And I said, "Excuse me?" And
Oh
then
my
Karen,
God.
the lead Karen that I saw,
Uh-huh.
started to get up. Like I'm going to be dealt with. At this point, I felt like I'm going to be dealt with.
Like, sir, I am
Andrew starts
tired
to back
you.
out of the room.
Away.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And the lead she's just kept saying, "Out and to the back."
Uh-huh.
And me like an idiot. And I said, "To the back?" Or to the, and I'm pointing in different directions, or to the back.
Uh-huh.
And
I
she
just
said,
want that good basketball. Come on.
I said, there's a court out there with people playing. She's like, "Past the court to the back."
Mhm.
And I was okay. I don't want any trouble.
Mhm.
All right. I close the door. I go back to the court, and we're standing right there on the court. I mean, if I take another step, I'm in the game.
Right, right. And
But somebody's going to pass me the
and
ball.
you don't play basketball.
No, I don't play basketball. So Andrew's looking at me, and we see a court way in the back.
Uh-huh.
There's no path to get there.
Right.
So the jerk part of me, the part that adds the irritable to this podcast,
Mhm.
said quietly to myself, "F it." We're going to walk across the court. So that's what I started doing. I started walking because I couldn't walk on the sidelines completely.
No.
Because people's legs were out there and everything.
Yeah.
I start walking across the court with Andrew. And I get stopped halfway through by a dad who punches me in the arm. And he points to the shirt that I'm currently wearing. And he's like, Destro. Yeah.
And that was not where I thought that was going to go.
I said,
punched you in the arm.
He punched me in the lightly.
Oh, okay.
In a nice way. And I said, and I thought of you, not knowing who Destro. And I don't want to have this conversation because remember, at this point, I'm in the game,
right?
That I wasn't invited to.
You got to get your head in the game.
And I said to him, "Thank you for knowing who that was." And he said, "Oh yeah, man, GI Joe." And he held his fist up. And I fist bumped. I don't think he meant for me to fist bump his fist because it wasn't out in fist bump. It was like up to the top. So I came down and fist bumped him.
That's not how you.
And then I continued walking.
How can you screw up a fist bump?
I continued walking back to the thing. Okay, now I'm in a whole different court. There's no game, but there's a bunch of kids running around and two people that look like they. I didn't know who they were. One of them comes up to Andrew, and it was so loud in that room I couldn't hear anything. Holds out a piece of paper. Andrew nods and then picks up a basketball and starts dribbling and playing with the kids. So I go over to the bleachers and there's one lone guy, a creepy looking guy with glasses. And I said, "Is this the Blankety-Blank Basketball League of America?" And he said, "Yes." And I sat down 10 feet away from him. And I just watched, and they ran the hell out of Andrew. And I was so proud of him. At one point, he got the ball. He was scared. I could tell when he's scared. Right. But at one point, they're playing a little scrimmage, and he got the ball, and he backed up about 5 feet just over the three-point line, shot it, and swished it through.
Nice.
And at that point, like two of his teammate buddies ran over and shook his hand and everything, and he's good. And then we made it back through the gauntlet. They
gave him a switchblade.
Gave him a switchblade.
Tattoo.
The whole thing. And we got out of there. And I came
nose
home.
Pierced.
And I said to
You're
Bess.
a blood brother now.
Yeah.
I said to Bess, and I quote, "What the ever-loving was that?" That was not Upward Sports.
No.
That was not YMCA Sports.
No.
That was like a back alley, under the table, oh my God, sports.
But do you think it's kind of like those hole
And
in
we're-
the
Did it,
wall,
so good for him.
like fried chicken places where it's like, I'm gonna get murdered there, and it's probably the best chicken I've ever had. Do you think it's like one of those? Like,
It
sure,
is.
I could get murdered, but this kid's going to the end.
Okay.
Like,
You know
all
what
the way.
It reminded me of Philadelphia. They have the two cheesesteak places that are like in competition with each other. You know
Yes.
what I'm talking about?
Yep.
I've never
Yeah.
been to Philadelphia.
Okay, if you
But
go to
I've
either
heard-
one of them, you go to either one of them. There's like a thing you do. They like yell at you want whiz, you want this, you want that. And if you answer wrong, you're in danger of being like taken out. Like
Yeah.
no one will ever hear from you again.
Okay.
That's what
Gotta
I
get
felt
the
like that
whiz.
entire time.
Oh my God.
It's pretty
So
awesome.
when are
though.
you? When's the next practice?
Are you
When
going
Yeah,
back?
when are you going
Next
back?
practice is tomorrow.
Are you going back?
Yeah, I'm
You're
going
going
back,
back?
man. We've been like accepted. He made that 3, and
Uh-huh.
he's like he's in the crew now.
So he doesn't have to fight his way out. Okay.
He did get like stopped by a guy that was like taller than him because they had literal
Right.
high school kids, and so it's an hour and a half practice. And about halfway through it, they had the brilliant idea: hey, maybe we shouldn't have the 17-year-olds playing the 13-year-olds.
Yeah, duh.
That's an idea. So they split them up by
that
age
makes
that
way
way.
too much sense.
Yeah.
Well, so I know that he's been accepted, but you might still want to sharpen the end of a toothbrush
Yeah.
and send him with it
He's
just
easy
in
to shake
case.
somebody.
I'm
It's just
definitely
easier to
wearing
hide.
I'm definitely wearing the Destro shirt again since I've been accepted,
Right. Right.
which means I got to wash it tonight.
Yeah. So Mike has a Destro T-shirt. Now, do either of you know who Destro is?
No.
Okay.
Hold on, hold on,
Destro-
hold
You
on.
said G.I. Joe. If I see it, I'm probably good.
Yeah, Destro is a character from G.I.
Oh,
Joe.
oh.
Now, when I was a kid, I did not.
Yes, I know exactly who you're talking
He
about.
looks familiar.
Yeah, my brother and I, neither of us got into G.I. Joe when we were kids. We were Star Wars fans all the way. So I did not know who
Woot.
Oh,
the hell
well,
you doing.
Oh,
Mike.
wow.
And now, a special announcement for anyone who is celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday from all of us at Irritable Dad Syndrome. We now continue with our program already in progress.
I was not into G.I. Joe when I was a kid. So Mike has given me the just the riot act because I didn't know who Destro was.
I wasn't into
But-
Thundercats, but I knew who they were.
Right.
Oh,
Okay. Well, a few
Thundercats,
weeks
though.
ago, I mentioned Mitch Hedberg, and you had no idea who Mitch Hedberg was. Who
I
was a
thought it was
comedian,
the guy. I thought it was Max
alive
Headroom.
while
When you
were.
first said it, I thought it was Max
Yeah.
Headroom.
So there you go. Anyway, I'm not going to fight with you this episode. I'm not.
I
gonna
actually
fight.
know who Max Headroom is, and also Thundercats, man.
Yeah.
It's my jam.
Now I
Yeah.
just want to get into like a conversation about old cartoons.
Here's the thing.
Oh,
I don't think
God.
any. Hold on. Just a
Hong Kong
damn
Phooey.
minute. Just a damn
I
minute.
loved Hong Kong Fooey when I was a kid.
I don't think anybody who actually grew up through the 80s really liked Thundercats. And 90s. They were in the 90s. I don't think anybody
I
really
grew up
liked
in
them.
the 90s.
Did you really?
I grew
And
up
you
watching
like you
Thundercats.
actually like Thundercats.
I did. So I watched Thundercats when I was little. Loved
Mhm.
it. Obviously, big fan of Chitara. Just saying. But in college, my roommate and I, our thing during finals week, in order to de-stress, was we would go to the used like DVD video game music store and get
Aw,
80s.
second time around.
yeah, and get 80s cartoons and watch them to like relax.
Uh-huh.
So I actually have like all of the seasons of the OG Thundercats,
Oh, wow.
Justice Friends, the original, the 1970s Aquaman, He-Man and She-Ra, like all those, and I love them.
Did you ever watch Thundar the Barbarian?
No, I didn't get that one.
What about Voltron and Robotech?
Yes, OG Voltron.
was my jam. Voltron.
Oh, I loved OG Voltron.
Now, see, when I was
I
a
read.
kid,
Hold on, just a minute.
Okay.
I read, and you guys,
Shut the fuck up, Darren.
you guys might appreciate this because you
Getting
deal with
something
the
to throw.
trashy novels. I read most of the Robotech novels. There were novels.
Really?
There were like 30 of them,
Yeah.
and I made it to like.
was it
described
a
as
book that was written to be a book?
Hold on. I made it to like they were like 200 or 300 pages each. I made it up to like the
Novellas.
14th or 15th one before my 8th grade or 9th grade self said these are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
14 or 15 books. I was kind of going to give you like for being like calling them novels, but I'm like, yeah, those sound like there are enough of them. They're freaking novels.
I think there were like 40 or 50 in total, and they like
my
followed
God.
along like the animated series. They were basically novelizations
Yeah.
of the animated series.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like manga to anime.
Oh yeah,
There's. All
I'm the
right.
OG. I'm the OG
Now,
nerd.
I know what OG means.
Yeah.
I know that. But now, when I was a kid, I was more into the funny cartoons. I liked watching Underdog and Hong Kong Fooey.
Yeah,
And
Are there any cartoons that your kids watch that you guys have really liked?
Well, I've watched SpongeBob.
SpongeBob?
SquarePants.
OG
Yeah, they-
SpongeBob is
SpongeBob
great.
Phineas and
is-
Ferb.
Yes.
Phineas and
I've
Ferb.
heard it's really
Oh,
good.
it's
is
one of my
the-
favorites.
It's not only one of my all-time favorite cartoons of all time.
so
It's one of my
good.
favorite TV shows. Period. It's in my top 10
Aw.
favorite TV
I-
shows.
I'm
Period.
convinced it was made for adults.
Oh yeah, there were so many
100%.
nights where the kids would be in bed and Libby and I would be flicking through channels because we go to bed and we watch an episode of something before we
Sure.
go to bed every night, and we're flicking through and we come across an episode of Phineas and Ferb. We're like, why not? And
Yeah.
Libby and I are laughing our asses off at
And
Dr.
honestly, that's the
Doofenshmirtz.
sign of that's the sign of a good show, though, because if the
Yes.
parents and the kids can
Well,
watch it together,
Yes.
It's like
then you're
the
doing a good job.
Well, and then
like
and
the
you'll
first-
and Mike, you can agree with me on this. Well, maybe I don't know. You're probably in a mood and you won't agree with me, even if you do agree with me. But when you have kids, it gets to a point where they reach a certain age, and it is so hard to find one show that all four
Yeah.
people can watch, or however many people
Yeah.
in your family. Because Cameron's 13, Jacob's about to be 17, and Libby and I are both in our early 30s. So. And we're watching TV, and it's like, and you know, Jacob's wanting to watch the older stuff, and he's wanting to watch a lot of the movies that we have, like, you know, some of the like Saving Private Ryan. Okay, yeah, he's at the age where he can watch Saving Private Ryan. Cameron can't; he'll be traumatized if he watches.
Yeah.
yeah.
God, you know. So we're in that.
See, my kids are flipped. Like Charlie wants to watch Saw,
Yeah.
and Andrew, he's like, I don't know, man. That's a bit much.
Well, this is the year. I mean, Cameron used to be afraid of everything. He was afraid of the monkey in Toy Story 3. It traumatized him,
Yeah.
and he
that
wouldn't
was me
ride
as a
any of
kid.
the rides.
Yeah, that one was real.
Yeah.
I just had a flashback.
yeah.
That's a real thing, though. Yeah, the
Yeah.
monkey. By the way, I gotta get this out. Have you seen what is it called, Willy's Wonderland, with Nicolas Cage?
No.
No, with
I just saw a trailer for it. Okay,
What is it?
if you're listening to this podcast, stop listening because this is boring. Go look up Willy's Wonderland
Literally
with
pulling
Nicolas
it up
Cage.
right now.
It is Five Nights at Freddy's with Nicolas Cage.
Oh,
It
I'm
looks.
here for
I haven't
that.
seen the movie. I need to buy it. I think you have to buy it to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's on. Well, there's something on YouTube.
There's
for
a
it,
there's a
but-
moment in the trailer where Nicolas Cage is brandishing a baseball bat, and he has blood down one side of his face.
Nice.
Okay,
Your
and the
typical Nicolas Cage
monsters,
movie.
the monsters in Willy's Wonderland are basically the Five Nights at Freddy's monsters,
Right.
And they're like coming, and there's some lady from the trailer is saying, "He's not trapped in here with them. They're trapped in here with him," and it shows him screaming and beating the ostrich.
An ostrich.
The ostrich guy to death with the baseball bat, and then
Where
just
do I
doing
sign
a lot
up?
of
Yeah.
he's doing a lot of Nicolas
'Cause-
Cagey things.
I think if anybody who knows me knows that I hate ostriches with a passion.
He beats the piss out of that
I've
bird.
known you, Darren, and I did not know
Okay.
that you
Can't
hated
stand 'em.
ostriches.
Well, I mean, it never comes up. Hi, I'm
That's
Darren.
so
Welcome to the station.
specific.
I hate ostriches.
Why? How many times have you come into contact with an ostrich?
Hold on. If you're still listening to this and you haven't watched Willy's Wonderland, you're dead to me.
So
Stop
wait,
listening and go watch it and come back.
Finish
ahead.
the show. Finish this episode and then watch it. Mike, shut up.
On a scale of 1 to The Rock, would you say how good of a Nicolas Cage performance would you say that we're at?
Oh my God, we're
Because
beyond
I'm
the
of the
Rock.
opinion that The Rock is the apex.
No, this
of,
calls back to
You know what? The Rock
Raising
was
Arizona.
cheese-tastic, but it was entertaining as hell.
It was. I am still convinced in canon that it is a 007 movie
Okay, all right. Let's just go.
because
Sean
Sean
Connery's in it.
Connery got
Yeah.
captured by the Americans.
Sean
So,
Connery was
look,
badass
okay.
and Nicolas Cage was badass.
So
in that
take-
movie.
Take Nicolas Cage
Okay.
from Raising Arizona.
Okay. My favorite Nicolas Cage movie,
Okay.
Raising Arizona.
In one hand.
Yeah.
You got him in one hand.
One hand, yeah.
And the other hand, get the Nicolas Cage body pillow. Put those together.
All right, got it. I've got mine.
Put those together, and then hit that
The Nicolas
with
Cage
the
body
with
pillow.
the yeah.
On
Hit
sale
that
now at Walgreens.
right. Hit that with the barbed wire covered baseball bat from Walking Dead.
Uh-huh.
That's Willy's Wonderland.
It's Willy's Wonderland.
Oh,
get behind
I haven't
that.
even seen it, and I'm promoting it. The trailer had
You haven't
me.
even seen it, and you're
Wow.
pissed at people who haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it before this episode
He
airs.
hates himself,
So
Darren.
I will
We
have
already knew
seen it
that.
by the
He's
time this
full of
episode
rage
airs.
tonight.
He is.
Yeah.
I was really mad before this episode
I know,
started.
I
Can I
know.
tell you one of the things I was mad about?
Sure.
I can't stand it.
Okay.
I hate it.
Mhm.
I hate it.
Uh-huh.
Whenever you post something like a food you're about to eat
Uh-huh.
or a thing you're doing and some jackass comments, enjoy.
Why?
I hate that. I hate it.
Okay, I understand that you hate it, but you're not telling me why.
I don't know.
You don't
Use your
know.
words.
I don't know. I told Bess about it. Like, this is one of those things, like, every once in a while I tell Bess something and she takes a step back and she laughs, and I can't tell if it's a nervous laugh, like, what have I got myself into, or like an actual laugh, like she thinks
I mean,
it's funny.
did your weird uncle lock you in the closet and
No.
say, enjoy my...
I don't know what it is because I
Enjoy.
try to envision myself. Like, if you post, because you're going on vacation,
I am.
if you post a picture,
Yeah.
I am not going to post enjoy.
Okay.
I don't care if you
You know,
enjoy
if you
it.
Darren,
did.
I want you to know every picture now of Mike, whatever he's doing on his Facebook or whatever, however you communicate, you have to put enjoy.
He will.
Oh, I'm
At the
going
end of
to.
everything
Sure.
you
Mike
get,
is really
everything
screwed
you
up
get.
tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every-
Just in that context.
No, 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 no. Listen. I'm going to post enjoy for every time you interrupted me during my squirrel and
I was going
chipmunk
to
story.
say, every time you post enjoy, I will interrupt you.
Oh, fair.
So, vicious
Fair
cycle.
enough.
So is it just the word enjoy, or is it only in that specific context?
Is it
It's-
because
okay,
someone
so have
tells you
heard
to
the-
enjoy?
Have you heard the George Carlin bit about, like, somebody is letting you go in traffic and they don't let you go, they tell you to go. Like, they're like, go. You go. Like, I'm letting you go.
I
you
have
don't
not,
like-
but I
it's
love
like-
George Carlin.
It's like somebody's
I
telling
think this
you
is a power thing.
you
with
need to enjoy
You
it.
feel like someone's taking
Enjoy
your
this.
power away because someone's telling you
Maybe
to
I-
actually like something.
yeah, maybe I don't enjoy
You just
it. Maybe
need to
I
tell
don't
them
want
they
to
have
enjoy
no
it.
power over you.
Yeah, Mike.
Next time
What is
you're at
it?
like fucking Kroger,
What is-
it's gonna be like, "Hey, have a nice day."
This
Don't tell
isn't-
me what
this
to
isn't-
do.
See,
This isn't
this is like an intervention.
this isn't Labyrinth. I'm not like sitting there next to Hoggle saying you're not going to have any power over me.
You
to
got
David
that.
Bowie.
I am
Yeah,
so
you are.
proud of you.
I'm hardcore.
Yeah.
Dude, when you're talking nerds, I'm the king. I quoted Hitchhiker's Guide. I read a passage from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy last
Oh, I'm
episode.
so happy.
Yeah.
So when we go to the
great
crowbar,
book.
Yeah.
if the bartender serves you your beer,
will
and
you
if she
dress up
says-
as
if she-
Hoggle when we go to Crowbar?
Sure. If
I
you
have
just shut up for a
Crystal.
second. When we go, if the bartender serves you your beer and says enjoy, is that just going to piss you off? You're going to throw the beer across the thing and go piss on the Tillamook cheese?
I will, and I know this is terrible for an audio medium.
Audio,
But
audio
did
medium.
Margie just try to do the David Bowie hand wag with
No, I
with the
didn't
crystal?
try to.
And excuse you, it's not David Bowie doing it.
It's not David Bowie.
I
doing
know
it.
it's not David Bowie doing it, but it's David Bowie doing it. Okay.
How many episodes
By
in
the
a row
way-
are David Bowie going to be?
By the way,
My
have
first
you
all
guys?
of them.
boyfriend gave me. Hey, romance thing. My first boyfriend gave me this.
Aw.
And then you ran him
Fuck him.
off.
Yeah. Did you ever watch?
Yeah, pretty much.
You ever watch the video of David Bowie and Mick Jagger rubbing their butts together?
Dancing in
No,
the
but
street.
I want to. Excuse
but I
me.
want
Hang
to.
on.
Go to
I
Irritable Dad
believe-
Syndrome.
If you go
on
to
Facebook.
if you go to our Facebook page,
That's what's
There's-
on the. That's like the cover photo.
It should
No.
be. It
Right?
will
well,
be.
we can make it that.
Yeah.
But no, Mike and I,
And tag us.
two episodes ago, we were talking about the Dancing in the Street video with Mick Jagger and David Bowie, and I found this great. Oh my god, I found it
When
on
you
YouTube.
take the music out, it
They
changes
took the music
everything
out completely,
entirely.
and they replaced. They foleyed all the sound effects, and they took all the music out, and the video is the funniest damn thing you've ever seen in your life. So yes, you got to check that out on our Facebook page.
Oh, I am on the case.
All right, kids, don't ever mix red wine with Monster Energy drink.
No.
It's so weird.
No, it's like
Why would
Loco.
you do
Why
that?
would you do that?
We're
I'm not a smart man.
I think we're running out of time. How long have we been going?
We've got some time.
parents.
Okay.
We've got at least 10 minutes of this I got to
Okay.
cut out.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by Diff Liquid Concentrated Wallpaper Stripper. With its unique enzyme action, Diff dissolves old paste and cuts wallpaper removal time in half. That's right, half. Imagine all the free time you'll have after stripping wallpaper with Diff. Hell, you could take a walk, go to a movie, or shoot pool with your old buddy that just got out of prison. Your options are unlimited with Diff. Oh, and did I mention that no steamer is needed? It may sound crazy, but it's true. No steamer is needed when removing wallpaper with Diff. Diff is the only one that really works. Look for Diff wherever quality wallpaper stripper is sold. Diff, the official wallpaper stripper of the 2021 Summer Olympic Games.
All right, so I was talking to the kids. Somehow the topic of Australia came up, and my wife and we went to Australia on our honeymoon.
I'm still jealous about that.
Really? I never knew that.
2 weeks, a beautiful. If I could live in Australia, I would totally live in Australia. I would move there. The people there were so nice. Every meal we had was amazing. Every picture you take is beautiful. I could find nothing wrong with Australia. Now, this is my unromantic honeymoon story of the evening. We went snorkeling. And we got on a boat and we're going out to the Great Barrier Reef. Easily.
That's famous.
One of the most amazing places in the world.
You can see it from space.
Yeah. Yeah. You
That
certainly
and the
can.
Great Wall of China.
And the Great Wall of China.
and Big Ben.
So we're
Bad fact.
anyway, we're on a boat
Yes.
out there, and I get the most seasick of any person you've ever met in your life. I mean, it takes about 40 minutes to get out to the Great Barrier Reef. I am throwing up non-stop, just yakking, heaving, on my toes, holding on to the side for dear
Oh.
life.
Oh,
And
Was anybody laughing at you?
no, they were looking at Libby. They're like, and she's like, "What do you want me to do? I can't help him." I mean, it's like, and, I mean, it's not like she didn't care.
Yeah.
She was concerned, but there's nothing you can do for somebody.
Yeah.
And it's like, and the guy would say, keep your eye on the skyline there, and I was like, it wasn't helping at all. Just
Yeah.
not at all. Anyway, we finally get to the Great Barrier Reef,
Yeah.
and the boat stops, and I stop throwing up, and I turn around and I look at everybody on the boat and said, "I'm done." And they said, "I've never seen anybody throw up that much." They applauded me.
Awesome. Surprised you
get
didn't
a
herniate
trail.
a disc in your back.
I thought my spine was going to come out. I was throwing up everything
it
I had in
A
me.
trail of Darren DNA and weird fish all the
And
way
so
back.
I was talking to this Australian woman. Her name was Bronwyn. And we thought if we ever have a daughter, we're going to name her Bronwyn.
kick-ass name.
Because we love the name Bronwyn. And I'm talking to her and I'm joking about how much I threw up and I'm joking about this and that. She says, you know what? You're the only American who has ever made a favorable impression on me. And I'm like,
Aw.
when? I will take that. I will
Americans suck. I'm glad.
absolutely take that. But I was wondering, it's like my buddy Don, when he got married, they went ziplining like on the first day of their honeymoon and he passed out and face dived right into the dirt. And his wife had to take him to the emergency room. And she thought, I'm going to be a widow on day one. But Rachel, didn't you say that you had a honeymoon story?
I do.
Okay.
So my husband and I went to Gatlinburg. We didn't go for very long because I was still in grad school when we got married.
Mm-hmm.
But we spent one full day in Gatlinburg.
Okay.
We went to the aquarium while we were sober.
Did you go to that place
First.
that sells the homemade fudge?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
What about the saltwater taffy
Did you find the
Well-
place that has the pocket knives?
and the peppermint candy
Yeah.
sticks?
We did all of that. But here's the
Was
thing that
Dolly
made it more
Parton
fun.
there? Sorry.
What about the snow globes?
Well, the thing that made it more fun is that we were piss drunk the entire time. So
Yeah.
we did moonshine tastings, quote unquote.
Oh my
we did
God,
3 of them.
Moonshine tasting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we did 3 of them, and then we did 2 wine tastings. And a moonshine tasting is about 17 half shots of vodka or of moonshine,
Yeah.
each. So we did 3 of those, and we did 2 wine tastings, which are half glasses of wine, and there's about 7 of them.
Uh-huh.
And I just remember doing the last wine tasting immediately after a moonshine tasting, looking at Zach and saying, I need food. And then I
Yeah.
woke up in the middle of a burger. I don't know how I got there. I don't know what I ordered. It was delicious.
Well, you clearly ordered a burger.
Yeah, I ordered a burger.
What was your face in the burger?
It wasn't. I was eating it.
Oh.
You were so drunk, you transversed like space and time
She woke up
to get
eating.
there. Yeah.
I did. I
hell?
legitimately, apparently, I made it to a brewery of all places.
Mm-hmm.
It was the only place that had food. And it was like a mile and a half down the strip. And I don't know how I got there.
Yeah.
And Zach and I, it's a honeymoon. Certain things are expected. Nope, nothing. We went back and died.
Oh my God.
And it was
Well, go ahead.
awesome.
Years ago when I lived in Tennessee, I had a party at my apartment, and my buddy Shannon, who I've mentioned on this show before, was experimenting. And you're going to say this sounds disgusting, but I'm telling you it was not disgusting.
Okay.
He mixed Mountain Dew and tequila.
Oh, yeah. I've had that.
I've actually heard, isn't that like some sort of drink? It's like something margarita.
It was
or
so
it's like
good.
It's a redneck margarita.
It
It's
was,
a redneck.
yeah, I
That's
mean,
That's a redneck
Yeah.
Riviera drink right there.
yeah, it was so good. It was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, really good. You put a little bit of tequila with you mix a little bit of tequila in a tall glass of Mountain Dew, and the Mountain Dew keeps you awake, and the tequila gives you kind of,
But it's not a Four Loko level.
Exactly.
Like wine
Exactly.
and Red Bull.
So, I've got this party going, and my buddy Chad comes over at 7:00 and helps me get everything going, and the party goes till like 2 a.m., and I'm drinking tequila and Mountain Dew through the night. Well, about 2:30, I go and I open the refrigerator door and I said, "Hey, who drank all my tequila?" And my buddy said, "You did."
You.
And so, I drank from 7:00 to 2:30 in the morning a bottle of tequila and a bottle of Mountain Dew. I've never been so sick.
Oh, my
Never been
God.
so hungover. Jack just ripped. Oh my God, I was just in pain. And my buddy Shannon crashed at the apartment. And that morning he wakes up and of course, it's like, you're that drunk and could I sleep? No, I couldn't sleep. So I wake up and he says, call Donnie. I said, why am I calling Donnie? He says, because he's going to take us to Gatlinburg. So I'm like, all right.
Oh,
And I just like, Donnie, you're taking us to Gatlinburg. And he says, okay. He comes and gets us, drives us to Gatlinburg, and we're walking up and down the strip, just like zombies. And it was finally about
That sounds like Gatlinburg.
probably about 3 or something in the afternoon when we're like, hey, we're in Gatlinburg, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I will say
Makes sense.
the most surreal thing going down to Gatlinburg is, when those fires came through,
mhm.
we were in Gatlinburg 2 weeks before Gatlinburg burned.
Yeah.
So when we were going down there, we were driving through the fires, and it was surreal.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
It was weird. It
I've
was
been-
Yeah,
very
were you
strange.
both also kind of like, oh wow, good omen for
Good
for
omen.
our marriage?
Not even that. We were wandering and drunk and happened to wander into a graveyard that was right off the main strip and found a gravestone that had our last name on it.
Oh.
And
Well,
it was like,
there you go.
all right, well, we're
No
going to go get
horror
more
story
drunk.
ever started that
Honestly.
way.
It's fine.
Did you take a shot while you were at the grave? Like that's
No.
what I would have been like. Okay.
We did immediately go drink more moonshine, though.
Yeah, as
I
you
have
do.
an aunt who got married and the church burned down the night she got married.
Oh, that's awesome.
She's her and her husband stayed together until the day he died, but it's not like it didn't.
That's still fantastic.
I know, but it's like we're like,
Yeah.
interesting. Very,
you
very interesting.
heathens.
Yeah.
There were
yeah.
someone told me the other day that I was actually at a wedding over the weekend, and I was talking to someone else about their wedding that was like 40 years earlier, and they were like, yeah, like the electricity went out, so there was no AC, all of the food went bad, but like we've stayed together and it's fine. And I'm like, wow, I would have been like, I would have taken that all as bad signs. I don't know, I'm not even superstitious, but like,
Yeah.
whew,
I'm glad
not a good start.
I'm glad our venue didn't burn down. It was a children's museum.
Yeah.
And that would have
Yeah.
been bad.
You got married at a children's museum.
We did. You ever been to Boonshaft
Nope.
in Dayton? So it's there's an observatory or observatory, and then it's a full children's museum. So the ceremony was in the observatory, and they had like a full like
Well, that
projected
sounds
show.
beautiful. Yeah.
And then we got free reign of a 2-story interactive children's museum with a 3-story slide with a lot lot of alcohol.
What could possibly go wrong?
It was
Nothing.
Nobody died. Honestly, I'm
Yeah.
amazed.
Well,
Nobody took a header off the slide.
drinking and slides.
Oh, it was a good time.
Well, Margie, Rachel, thanks for joining us again. Hopefully
Thanks
this
for
time
having
went
us.
better
Yeah.
than last time. Mike and I didn't kill each other.
I didn't
It was
interrupt
fun
you.
both times.
I interrupted you once to point out
But
that
you
I
asked if you
wasn't
could.
interrupting you. I
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
I did. Yeah,
It's all about
Hey.
consent. Enthusiastic consent.
that's right.
But we were very happy to have you back on. Thanks for coming back.
Thanks
Before
for
we go,
having
tell
us.
everybody where they can check out Textual Tension.
Yeah, you can check
Yeah.
us out at all of the social medias, Textual Tension Pod on all of them, and shoot us an email. We take recommendations. We like to chat. We have a Discord. The link to that is on our Instagram, and we talk about we actively plot how to hijack a rich people's yachts. It's a lot of fun.
Oh,
That sounds like
Yeah.
fun.
yeah,
Oh, it's a blast.
Yeah, you
Maybe,
should-
that-
you
maybe
should
that's
join
something
us
the
on
four of us
Discord.
can do
we
sometime.
could do that.
Yeah.
Like hijack a yacht, actually.
Yeah.
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 Only if it's like a rich person's yacht.
Yeah.
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 Not one of those
Oh,
poor
who-
people's yachts.
Yeah, not one of those
How many
poor
poor
people's
people's
yachts.
Yeah, because we all know. I could just see, it's like we're all walking onto the yacht, and some guy's like, "Hey, dude, nice Destro shirt." Wait a minute. You're not a rich guy who drives a yacht.
That's right.
Gladys, they're here for the boat. Get the shotgun.
Is there any more fudge? All right. Well, Margie, Rachel,
All right.
thanks again for joining
Thank
us.
you.
And
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome.
That was so
And
much fun.
for everybody listening, you know what? You can check out, go to irritabledadsyndrome.com, and you can listen to any of our episodes. And we want you to check us out on our Facebook, on our Instagram, and we're also on the Twitter. And hey, thanks for listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Boom.
Damn it! See,
I
you
said
always.
that.
Well, we've come to that time again when we have to say goodbye. But don't worry, we'll be back again soon. Remember, you can always listen to previous episodes on our website, irritabledadsyndrome.com. Thanks for listening. Except for you, Chris Hughes.
The Stones come out there and they open up with "You Got Me Rockin'." She's gone.
Did she die?
No,
No, it looks like maybe her computer finally was like, dust.